those of you who are listening on radio, we're in the Dekalb High School gym. Behind me, my name is Dekalb, principal here. Behind me are 48 outstanding young men who are all champions and 5 champion coaches. They met the challenge yesterday, they brought home the trophy, and they're holding that huge trophy that says State Champion 1986. This whole thing has been a terrific situation for the community, for the school, of course for the student body here. It's been a lot of fun. We've had a number of speakers at our various pep sessions. Everybody's done it, and I had a good time. Of course, I'm about broke now, but I had a good time. And I did sneak in a little Christmas shopping, and I stopped at the Playpool Courts, I guess that's what it's called. And I had my big red button on here that said Dekalb Parents #1. And the nice young lady there said, well, you must be very proud of Dekalb. I said, well, we certainly are. She said, what's going to happen now? I said, well, we're going back to Dekalb Central tomorrow. We're going to have a big time with the team, talk a little bit about them. She said, well, you really ought to have something to celebrate with. And now I remember I was in the gift shop. And I said, well, I don't know, you got a lot of things here. What could I buy? She says, let me make you a deal. I'm going to give you 25% off for this nice red decor type thing that I have here. And I looked on the wall, and you know, I said I spent all my money, and my money was all gone then, so I had to give her a credit card. But I want to tell you, I feel very fortunate to be the principal of this school, to have a team like this. And I'm the only principal, probably, that ever had the chance to be at a pep session and wear what she sold me, which is a bow. So I like to put my bow up on as this ceremony proceeds. Folks, this is a bow, a B-O-A. Susan, I'm going to write her a letter. She doesn't know how far her product got her, how important it is. At this time, as I say, we've had a lot of people follow the team and everything, and a couple people want to give a couple brief words here. So we're going to start out with one of the school board members. Now, I don't know how he's going to get down here, but here he comes. Look at him go.
Doug come up to me just a little bit ago and he said, you want to speak? And I grabbed a piece of paper left from something a whip was writing on it, trying to do a little video. So I scratched a quick note here. Doug, that was awful quick, but thanks anyway. These guys, I'm going to tell you one thing. I told my wife and everybody around me, Coach, take a few more timeouts. You're wearing the crowd out. Right? I'm going to steal one of Doc, and I suppose he's going to use it. I don't know whether he's even speaking, but it's hard to be humble when you're bearing right down. Wow. There's just a few things that the hard work since what? Last year at this time in the weight programs, I suppose, but at least since August in the hot days of the summer, they were out there really hitting it hard, and we were probably sitting by the pool somewhere in the swimming pool, maybe something else. And they were all working, getting ready for this day. So
Here he comes. Here he comes. He'll tell you what he's got there in his hot little hand.
Everybody wants.
Hi, folks. While Denny's coming down, a lot of times on the radio, especially in basketball, maybe more in football, but you'll hear somebody do this for the team. Woo-hoo! if you don't know us, usually we're in snowmobile suits and all that, and half wet, half dry, and all that. But we're the guys at the top of the press box that do all the filming for the team. Now, some of the things we do they don't like, we catch some good-looking chicks now and then. Coaches don't like it, players do. But we had a good time yesterday. I feel we went... Yeah, let me get the other side here. When you look at the press box down at Adams Central, and then you look at the dome, wow. You talk about going from the ghetto, and I'm not putting Adams Central down, but it was terrible. That press box came before the ark. Okay, I won't take any of your time. Jenny and I are real happy to help with the team, but I want to present the coach with the film.
Thank you, fellas. Next gentleman who wants to speak a little bit about the team, board member Mr. Hartman. Bob?
Well, I don't have any notes prepared today because I didn't know it was coming off either. First of all, I want to tell the crowd I want you all to feel sorry for me because yesterday I didn't have the opportunity to be in Indianapolis. I was hauling mail. Thank you. I'll tell you one thing. There's 4 places on that mail route that are sacred to me. Because every time there was a touchdown, I remembered where that spot was, and I'll always remember. Thanks, guys. I do want to say, though, that as Mr. Littlejohn said, I happen to have the honor of being on the board when we interviewed for Mr. Hummer. And I agree with what Jim said. This man has something that you can't describe. But I want to tell you one thing, folks. We come all close not getting this man because he told us when we interviewed him, he wasn't too sure what he was going to do. His wife would come up here with him. But she did, and I think she's glad she's here, and I think Dale's glad she come along. I know she's one of the biggest supporters that he has, but she's not number one. Next to Dekalb, she's number one. But I know that
It's very interesting to hear what the commissioner of the Indiana High School Athletic Association had to say and what the former commissioner, some of you who follow that know that the retired man is Phil Eskew, who was a great man, a great Hoosier. Mr. Eskew is a great American. And now the current commissioner is Gene Cato. But anyway, those fellows were saying up in the press box and in their box after the game that this was the greatest day ever, and I'm sure it was. It was the greatest day ever in the history of Indiana football. And so you guys who are members of our team and our coaches are a part of that. And it was the greatest day ever because, number one, we set a new attendance record down there. Number two, Mr. Cato said he had never seen a team, and I know you agree, probably true, you have never seen a team with a better running game and a better defense than the Barons had. And I mean it. And I'm quite sure they know where Dekalb Central is now, and they know where the Barons are. Okay, our next speaker, I think you've heard this young lady before, and I don't know if she's a loss for words today, but I doubt it. Nancy. Nancy.
I gotta figure out how to negotiate fights out of that feather boa is all I'm doing. No, I don't like to talk because this is what this is all about right here, right? Friday, I was all fixed up. I was ready from the skin to the eyelashes, guys. I think came true. So I'm just going to refresh your memory a little bit. I told you that Coach Stevens thought we were monsters, right? Well, now he's just darn sure. Almost slipped, didn't I? He was concerned about Cochran and Ensley, but he should have been scared. The superintendent, like superintendents in Indiana like to be, was right when he ordered the badges to say Franklin Central #2. And you guys showed them that big and trained brute strength are two very different body characteristics. Give them a hand. Those boys who don't come out of Cracker Jack boys, they come from that room back there at the end that needs refurbishing, and I'm thinking about how we can do it already. We showed the media that Indianapolis and everybody else that Fort Wayne really is a suburb of Dekalb when it comes to high school. But I'm sort of selfish when it comes to my bearings. I knew that if Snyder won, no matter what the score was or how many yards we got into it, we were going to be #2 in the headlines, and that isn't good enough for me. I didn't know that I was going to make a presentation today, or I might have dressed up just a little bit. But I wrote a song for you quickly, and so you're going to get it laid on you. It's sort of serious, so we'll have to all try to keep our composure so I don't end up being a blabbering, bubbling, bawling idiot within the next 2 minutes. So I'm going to turn around this way. I've been around the world, you bet, but never went to school. Hard knocks are all I seem to get. Perhaps I've been a fool, but still some educated folks, supposed to be so swell, would fail if they were called upon a simple word to spell. Now if you'd like to put me to a test, there's one dear name that I can spell the best. B is for the bond you formed together. A for all the aches and agonies are meant rough and ready when 'twas needed. Oh, the only team there is for me. And you're #1 and we're elated. It's the sum of all your dreams come true. Put them all together, they spell Baron, the word that means the world to you and 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 you. Days a year. And so while he was entertaining the boys yesterday, he went shopping. And he said, I really don't want to do this. So he brought it into the office and he said, you do it. So this is for Coach. And it says, is there life after the football season? Our young men and women the way you do whenever they have the opportunity to bring pride to the Dekalb community. It is with a great deal of pleasure, and before I let Mr. Fikes have his microphone again, we're going to do Give Me a B one more time.
Thank you, Nancy. Well, if you saw it announcement in the Indianapolis paper this morning, the picture of some Barons, and they've got this state championship trophy, a couple of them. Ken Jones, and I've got another one, number 66, Ross Franklin. We're going to need some help here, so we'd like to ask, come on, Mom and Dad, get out here, so you can stick it on your neck. You sophomores, get ready, you're up next. Jeff Briggs, 24, Brian Henderson, about 33, Mark Deal, 40, Mike Sutton, 41, Frank Sutter, 43, that's a good number. Tell me again, how do you pronounce 43? Quinona, Shay Quinona, 43. Who else we got here? We've got Todd Wilder, number 61. That'd be a good time for some of you guys to ask them to have their car. Increase the allowance. Time school. Number 52, Tim McKee. Number 54, Lance Zimmerman. Kevin Keating, number 67. Kevin Holliday, number 71. Senator 63, Seth Booth. 64, Bob Hill. 70, Jim Shaw. 73, Brian Ross. 74, Jim Wilson. 76, John Walters. 83, Jimmy West. And 86, Mark Paul. And we're at the ready. Doris, you'll have to do something special for that third one in there.
Out the reserves to get me off of that chair. It's been 60-some years since I had 16 boys play football and lost the first game 66-0. If they had about a dozen of these, I wouldn't have lost that ball game. If I was playing this team, I'd still play a single wing, and we run way out on the wings, so they couldn't catch up with us maybe. And I am pleased, very pleased and tickled to see Dekalb win. I've been a fan from Dekalb ever since it started, the same as it was at Open High School. They've had some exceptionally good luck 2 or 3 times, and some bad luck, but this is the second time a state championship has come our way. I say our way because it's part mine too. I thank you very much for all of the things. Things have been said. This knee of mine is not a football injury. It's 80-some years catching up with me. So, thank you very much, and the best of luck in the future.
Would Mr. Hammer please come up here for We have a gift here from someone who we don't know gave this to you, but I think that they want you to know how proud they are to have you as our head coach for our football team, and we'd like to present it to you. This fine group of young men really showed class yesterday, not only in the quality of play, but in their total sportsmanship and a couple of events that happened after that game. For those of you who are not aware of it, our own Mike Cochran was nominated for the Mental Attitude Award. He was not awarded that, but in our hearts we'll always know that he should have, right? But what I want you to know, those of you who weren't there, went over, and before the young man's own teammates got there, our guys were there shaking his hand and congratulating him.
As Jim Littlejohn said, our board president told me 6 months ago that we'd be here today, and she predicted this team she's talking about, and we're here. The second thing she did was she was the one who introduced the pin that Jim Littlejohn was talking about. And folks, it sure is hard to be humble when you're a Barron fan or a Barron. they did decide. Before I do that, however, I want to string this out a little bit because since I did leave it till last, I haven't had my fun yet. You guys have had this every week for about 6 weeks, you know. But I did want to talk, I don't understand quite, Coach, what the deal is here with the footstool and the pillow. Well, that means the strain is so great that you have to have something soft to sit on and put your feet up on, or just what that means. But they must be telling you something. I heard him come over when he, well, I won't go into that, what he was going to use it for. Our school district, in the manner in which you have represented. The reason that I can honestly stand here and say, you know, that we are the #1 district is not because of what I do, but because of what you do and others like you at Dekalb have done over the last 20 years. So, people, you are the Barons, and that's what makes us #1. I didn't attend, which was a student session, one of the seniors came out to make the senior speech. Maybe, Coach, you can help me about which one. It was some statement about the fact that we know what you want, students, and we're going to get it for you. Now, somebody told me that he knew what he was talking about because he said, I'm going to carry the ball more times than anybody else. I'm going to set all the records for the school district as well as at the state finals. I also found out that, at least the Indianapolis paper said, the coach said at one point, he's tiptoeing up to the line. He better get through there and get us first down next time because on that 4th and 2, we didn't get it. Is there anybody out there with a football shirt on that fits that description? I've had all the wise counsel that I could get for the last 2 months. And they said, well, you know what Rick told him that he was going to get for him. And are you going to deliver? And I said, I don't know. But since you did do the job and bring home the bacon, we decided that, you know, if you say, well, we're going to close school, there'd be no party. We'd have 4,000 students out running around the district having no party at all. Now, I can't believe that what you guys and your teammates want to do is individually go out and have 75 little parties. So what we're going to do, and this guy and all these guys out here have earned it, what we are going to do, though, is we're going to fulfill a part of that dream for your students. So they can come up and say, Rick, we're sure glad you got it for us. So what we're going to do is, so often you look out and it's foggy in the morning, and you listen to the radio, you know. So if we tell everybody on the radio right now that we're going to let them sleep in for a while before the party, so the announcement for those who are here is, and those who are listening out on WIP, there will be a 3-hour party. Tomorrow morning. Now we know it's going to be foggy, don't we? Because if not, I'll get in trouble with the state superintendent. But we will have a 3-hour delay in the morning for all students, K through 12, and we'll run our buses 3 hours late, and then we're going to come to school because then we're going to have a party. I got to look at these seniors as I talk, so forgive me if I'm not looking at you too much, and the rest of the football team and the people that made this possible. A long time ago, I started this business, and you set goals as an assistant coach, be a head coach, and so forth, and put in my own mind because I realized that the people around you, your support group, are the ones that are going to get things done when you're working with young people. And you have your ups and downs, you have your peaks and your valleys. So one thing you got to do as a person in your profession is believe. And my wife's probably the greatest disbeliever that I can find. When I brought her here 5 years ago from a very comfortable situation, I'm not sure she really believed. I knew my son believed. My daughter believed anything. Kind of like a couple of our managers when we send them after the purple punting tee and so forth and so on. The latest, Mr. McKean had them believing we were going to Florida in 2 weeks to play their 4A state champion yesterday. But I'll tell you, I guess we can make people believe sometimes, and we had a long discussion when we got home last night. We were up to about 2, and of course my night after the game, it's awful tough to get any rest, so I was up at 4, and I tell you, I was jotting notes down at 4 o'clock, sitting there at the table, and it still hadn't sunk in. But I think the most important thing is you do have to believe, and then you got to convince people around you to believe. And I know when I came here, I knew the support group that was responsible for me being here believed in what I believed in. Or, of course, I wouldn't be here. I also got something else I think is important. You don't know why you end up where you do sometimes in your profession. And I guess the man upstairs sometimes guides and directs us to places. I've never been really in northeastern Indiana. Didn't know much about it. Knew about Fort Wayne. And as I said, my support group, because a lot of times people will tell you things and then they may not be true later. I really felt comfortable being here. My next thing is to convince a bunch of young people and my staff to believe in what we were doing. And the enthusiasm with which that happened and the pace with which it happened, it's just been tremendous. And while this team is sitting there with the gold around their neck, this program, this process started 5 years ago. I know we got a lot of ex-players in the crowd, and I've talked to a lot of them. Some of them were at the locker room, some of them at the game yesterday and been behind us. And we got to thank them also, because they've also paid a price and helped these people get where they are. Yet, my biggest thank you, besides these players, and I can't say one's more important than the other, is my staff over here. I've got to bring them out here with me whether they want to come or not. They got to stand behind me. They're the ones that hold me up. Hey, I'm crazy at times. I'm literally crazy. And sometimes they remind me of that. Coach Cook, Coach Slimmer, Coach Newland, Coach Boyd, get out here with us. These crazy seniors said we're going to the Dome. Well, I'll tell you, there's ammunition for all those people. I guess the only one that really caught up with us was a little bit here to the west and a little bit north. But we'll take it anyhow. But that probably even makes this whole dream more important and more significant and a tremendous accomplishment. They just flat out said we're going to the Dome. Their goal was to go to the Dome, and they got there. And then we had to convince them after we made that decision, besides the fact that they made me make a commitment to get my hair cut.
still looking for some fertilizer. And Mr. Jones, I'm not going to wear that thing you gave me the other day, even over my head, but I was thinking about it today. As a sweatband or whatever you want to call it. But you know, I think as I watch these young men grow and mature and gain the poise and the confidence, it's just an outstanding accomplishment. You know, I guess the other people I really want to thank, besides the two groups here, the seniors and the rest of the team, and the people that are our support group and my staff, are you parents up there. As I said this yesterday, I think in one of the interviews yesterday, that's the only thing I was disappointed. Yes, I didn't, you know, they were so a picture of these people holding that trophy sometime. I don't know when, but we're going to see it. You parents, you've made the sacrifice and the effort along with your sons and the daughters that are here. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for that. Because I'll tell you, we've had some tough practices. We've had some late practices. And I don't know when the last time we sat down in the evening and had a meal, and I know you don't either. You just can't work out that way. And you know, I'll tell you, the ultimate, I thought, sacrifice and effort and commitment was Thursday, Thanksgiving Day. Now this week was throw out the routine week. And I tell you know, important I think as well as winning on the field is winning off the field. And what Mrs. Blickenstaff, I know Coach Slimmer, we talked a little bit, he was a little upset. He didn't think the Snyder crowd responded very well, but I did talk to somebody today that said they were stunned when our football team went over and wished them good luck. They were stunned. They couldn't respond. They didn't know how to respond. And it was a class act. I know one of the things we've talked about from day one in this program is be a gentleman, a class act on and off the field. And we've had very few incidents in the last 5 years. I'm not going to be a fool and say we've not had any. But we try, and we'll continue to try. And I hope the example that's been set will continue to filter down to the lower levels. And probably one more.
You can feel the pride here in South Whitley. You can read it on the signs at the bank and the feed mill. You can also could have been defeated last Noble High School to shock them into playing their best.
I just told the kids after East Noble, I said, number one, we are a big football team, but I said, bigness alone will not win. I said, keep your dreams alive, but keep them to yourself.
This weekend, they made the dream come true. Congratulations to both teams. Alan Glass,
champions of Dekalb, and a lot of folks came out north. Starting with the traditional state championship ride on the fire truck around the community, the Happy Barons trotted their state championship trophy in before a large crowd gathered in the Dekalb High School gym. A rousing welcome awaited the players and coaches inside as both received their blue ribbon medals signifying the championship. With one round of cheers and applause after another, the Barons won the title yesterday 28-7 over Franklin Central in Indianapolis. The Indiana Pacers appear to be